All right, there we go. We're live.
Hello.
I kind of actually need to wait a few minutes for people to file in since this isn't immediately off the end of
All
a main
right.
stream, so that's kind of how it is.
Gives me a moment to pull up all of the stuff I like to have up, like the. Where are the? There we are. Okay.
By the way, like, did you ever feel like pulling on FF2, or are you just going to hold your horses?
Here, to be honest, FF2 doesn't. I got asked the same question by Zill, and I had to think about it. And
It's a very weird sell.
well, here's my thought process. FF2 is my least favorite Final Fantasy, like, full stop. Like, I had to, I didn't even think about this until I was asked, like, do you care about FF2? And I was like, is FF2 my least favorite Final Fantasy? And it's like, by a country mile, nothing comes close to how much I dislike FF2. So, if I'm going to pull on a banner that is an anniversary, FF6 #1 for Setzers.
Oh yeah, it's definitely great.
Give me that.
I like Edgar's myself personally.
Yeah, I'm a mostly Mega Flare person, so
Like, whoever fucking named it mostly Mega Flare is a genius.
yeah. Also, the other thing is that FF2, as far as like synergy goes, I don't really care. Here was the actual tipping point. I already have the best item from FF2. I have Maria's BSB. Nothing's actually going to be more powerful to me than that. So, you know.
You heard it here first, folks.
Nothing beats Maria's BSB. Like, you walk into that torment and it's like, oh, you have Maria's BSB, and the Gigas is just leave. So.
Anyway, a couple of people filed in, so I think we can go ahead and start. So,
I also have to find. There's that button.
hey guys, this is V Prisoner, and welcome to another episode of Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Joining me as always is Slanine.
Hello.
And today we've got, if you didn't notice already, we got the FF2 event.
The Emperor.
The Emperor!
Yeah. How big is FF2's, like, cast as far as Record Keeper goes?
Let's see if this works, actually.
Characters.
No, it doesn't work, actually, because I recently got my Wii U Pro controller working on the PC, and that may have fiddled with the PS3 controller. So we're just going to have to hear a little bit of clicking.
FF2 has 10 characters now. Wow.
It does. Let's take a look at them. So let's do ourselves a little banner overhaul.
Yeah.
Now, it's obviously a clear-cut question for you because it's like, I don't like Final Fantasy II. Okay.
Yeah.
The extra layer on top of that is Final Fantasy II is a realm that does not show up very often, and as such is just like, it's not like completely starved for content like FF1 and 11 are, but it's still in a very awkward spot in that sense.
Yeah, so, for instance, most of the time when an event happens in Global, we know that, okay, like, if you pass up on, like, you know, this event, like, you'll have to wait another 2 or 3 months for the next upcoming FF13 event or FF7 event. There's no FF2 event upcoming at this point. Like,
yeah, even Japan doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, not even there. So, yeah.
Well,
all right. So what do we got on this this banner? I know we got the Emperor's new cloak. We got Ricard with actual items.
Oh, we'll get to that in a little bit, but first, yeah, let's take a look at, well, first off, we have Furion's OSP, Rose of Rebellion. It's all about, like, chaining stuff. It does more damage for each attack dealt by him, but they did actually, in the announcements tabs, they do have, like, a little side note that explains exactly how that works.
Yeah, it's like as you like deal damage, it does more. It's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
So Firion, for those not familiar with FF2, which might be a lot of people for all I know, Firion is one of the four main casts. Is effectively like the actual main, like the main-ish character of the game, like leader of the party.
The Lord of Arms.
Yeah, yeah.
So now we have a new character, where we finally get the Emperor, Mateus. And with him we get a Burst Soul Break and a Super Soul Break. Now his Burst is, well, first off, it's a Wind BSB, which is a welcome sight. Magical Wind is something that we just have been getting more and more of steadily, so that's nice. At first glance, it looks like he's a Darkness Mage, but really he's a Wind Mage at heart, and nowhere is this more evident than his BSB. Note that it gives him in Wind, not in Dark. Otherwise, his burst abilities are pretty solid. The 4-hit single target has a moderate chance of stun, and Leeching Winds is a really powerful Drenga.
Yeah, like,
so there you have it.
Both of these are pretty good. Like the specifically, I like that it the Emperor has like the delay. Interrupt is a status condition in the game that very few things are immune to.
Unfortunately, that's been getting a little bit, like, they've been cutting down on it a little bit more, but Interrupt is still good to have. By the way, now we have Layla's BSB, which is, like, by far the MVP of this selection. It's just absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, this so poison in is a very rare element to come by, and is kind of we talked about with like FF4 before how like it's treated as non-elemental. Poison is generally this like nothing resists it, and it's pretty good. Also, the having a attack and mind lowering, like, mug on it is real nice.
Mm-hmm. So we have that. We have Furion's BSB making a return. Sunblade is actually a really good one. I thought that it was non-elemental for the longest time, but no, it's got Holy on it too. It's instant. It gives you a magic blink on entry. And its burst abilities are all about chaining attacks in order to make your second command more effective.
I'll be flat honest with Furion's BSB. If Furion's BSB didn't have commands, it would still be one of the most powerful soul breaks in the game. Because, like, it's instant cast magic blink your team on an AoE holy / non-element. Like, it's so good. And then it also has the second command, not only is you just use it, it gives you the power chain, you just keep using it, or you can chain number 1 command and start, dealing a lot more damage.
Yep.
This Sunblade is extremely good. Like,
Diamond Helm is his SSB. It gives him an Holy.
Yep.
So yeah, that's nice, and it synergizes well with his BSB for that instance. Emperor's Cloak, I can take or leave. Like, it's basically just thorns.
Yeah, I still don't actually care too much for Radiant Shield, but it does work in multiplayer. I can continue to say that.
Oh yeah, instant magic blink on a physical attacker is really great.
on an AoE physical attacker who also has, you know, infinite chain commands on command 2. So
Yeah. Okay, so Rickard finally gets a soul break.
Oh my
This is
God.
his first fucking soul break. It's crazy.
Oh my God, Rickard.
And it's liquid dog shit. Who'd have thought? Here's the secret about Highwind Secrets. It actually starts out with a much lower multiplier than other super soul breaks of its kin, and it only gets slightly better if you are maximizing its gimmick.
But if you've got 5 Dragoons in your party,
Have you got 5 Dragoons in your party? I don't.
I could, because it doesn't care about Dragoon. It cares about ability to use Dragoon. So like Gilgamesh could count if I dove. I have Sid as a usable character. A Sid 7, because oddly enough, one of the only things that Sid Orlando can't do is Dragoon.
Yeah, the armor boost to wind damage, that's good.
Yes.
That's absolutely good. So, like, as a piece of armor, his Curious is just fine.
Down.
It's just that, like, as an in wind, he has to actively work in order to make it do as much damage as a normal in wind, and so that's no bueno.
Yeah.
If it had been a default in wind strength and then ramped up, then that would have been good.
Hell, I have Kane's BSB. I could 5 Dragoon. Hell yeah. I have Kane's BSB and like maybe I should just dive for Rickard's only break. Rickard is again, so as Abyss Hunted had mentioned, FF2 has like a kind of this rotating 4th party member for quite some time, and Rickard's one of them. So is honestly, so are most of the cast here. So
Yeah. It's basically Fury and Maria and Guy, and then just a 4th member rotates in every so often.
right, and I think by the end you get Leon as like an actual.
Because he's technically the 4th one, he's just been gone for most of the game.
Yeah.
So what we just showed off, Layla's Thief's Gloves are a really nice debuff, and Hand of the Emperor is just like a decent little buff.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, now we have the second banner is like some of the older stuff. Except we now have Maria's OSB, Kerplode 32.
I love the name Kerplode 32.
This is basically like, when you cast spells, you can level them up to 16 in the game, and so this is basically a play on that.
Right, so we saw a couple spells, like the Emperor's BSB I think is like Poison something 32, Poison Cloud 16.
Yeah, huh?
So this one is just, in Japan was known as Explosion 32, but
Oh, that is so fucking good.
they just named it Kerplode 32. It's an OSB. I don't think it has any like real gimmick, so
Yeah. Gordon's BSB is pretty good. Doesn't give you guts.
I'm a big fan of Last Stand to your team as an ability. Like it's super good to have.
And the attack breakdown and the defense breakdown don't hurt either.
Right.
I guess the big problem is that it doesn't really play on the... Like, it plays more on the support angle than it does the fire elemental angle. It could have just been, like, non-elemental and no one would have noticed.
Oh, heck,
The fire is there.
I don't even think the commands are elemental.
Now, Jens has this one. This has been his bread and butter since the start of the game.
Yeah, so Maria's BSB. Let me tell you about Maria's BSB. This is a recurrence from the last time we had an FF2 event. Its entry is kind of normal. It has an N Earth. The second command is the, like, hits everybody, raises your magic, lowers your defense. But that first command, 3 to 6 Earth and non-elemental hits to one target with whatever the petrified chance is irrelevant. But you can generally, like, with the power of having, like, okay, if Maria has, like, synergy equipment and like maybe a little bit of a magic boost from Sheepsong, that's 6 hits on command, and 6 hits on command also like that are like not quad 9s most of the time. So it's just like, oh, what if Maria uses an SSB every turn? Is that good?
Yeah, and to be fair too, she does get a buff from her second command. So like the first command is actually really interesting because it was the first of its kind, and as such, the magic requirements in order to hit 6 attacks are actually really low for Maria, which is part of what makes this BSB so great.
Right, we've had comparable, I think, Adia and Papalimo from 14 both got a... No, not Papalimo. Did Papalimo, or is it...
It might have been Papalimo. The point was that they have higher magic requirements because Maria's came in so low and they didn't expect it to be that, busted.
Yeah, Adia has an ice clone, and I swear there's a fire clone that's either Papalimo or... Actually, it might be Kryle. What's Kryle's BSB?
Krell's BSB is fire.
Right.
It's basically VVs, but with status effects attached.
Oh, okay. No, then it is Papalimo that I'm thinking of. Okay, cool.
Leon's BSB is actually pretty straightforward. It's sort of banking on you making him a knight, but at the same time, it's just you can just run this as a rushdown sort of thing. It's perfectly fine as that.
Right. Again, we have a command that's raise attack, lower resistance, and then a command that's healing on damage. So
so overall, just it's fine.
Yep. But yeah, Maria is also, I guess to talk about the characters, Maria is one of the main characters who's with you throughout most of the game. Leon is your final 4th member who comes back and forth. Yosef's a person who joins your team at one point.
Yeah. Minwoo's staff has been, the bread and butter of many people. This has saved a lot of people because Instant wasn't that widely used back then.
Yes.
Now we have quite a few more instants, but still an instant Kiraga on the party. Hell yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, you look at Vanille's BSB or whatever, and okay, that puts us to shame. But this thing's still quite good because even in multiplayer, I see Minwoo a lot.
Yeah, Ketchuan's Resolve is also really good because it's just a 30% attack and magic, and it has a physical blink. So that's not bad.
Yeah. I tend to think physical blink is a little less worthwhile than magic blink, but in the fights where it shines, does it shine.
Oh, by the way, something to note. Ogre Killer is the one and only source of Earth and Peril we have in the game right now. It's kind of gross. Of course, Guy shares that same problem with Laguna, who has the one and only Ice Imperil in the game right now.
Right. Oh, have we even talked about...
Oh, that's right, Yang has it too. Well, shit. I guess Laguna just gets to be all by his lonesome.
Haven't we talked about how Imperil's changed a week ago?
Oh, yeah, we should actually take a look at that real quick. Because I think that the announcements tab is still there.
Yeah, I don't think we've touched that. I'm just thinking about it. I'm I don't think we actually talked about how Imperil's changed in the game. The quick of it is they stack.
Yes. We now have Imperil stacks. So from now on, you can stack multiple copies of the same Imperil for up to 60% extra damage. And you can also stack different types of Imperils together.
Right. So also they changed it so the icon shows you which Imperil's on. One of the things with using them is if you had let's say a Wind Imperil from Zidane and a Holy Imperil from does Beatrix's Holy Imperil?
Beatrix's Holy Imperil.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So you have both of those, and it's well, which one is actually on? Well, the answer's both now. So Imperils are 20% weakness, so you can stack them pretty good.
Yeah, and also Imperils just are secretly good They were secretly good throughout the entire game just because they provided a weakness, and you get extra meter. You get extra soul break charge if you hit weakness.
Yeah, this remix is quite good. They've been
fucking shit-ass Man with a Machine Gun remix.
They've been...
Give me the Dissidia one any day.
Look, I'll always take Man with Machine Gun remixes. All right, it's fine. Also, they've been changing the music on the front every day for.
Yeah, there's something happening that would facilitate this. I don't know.
Can you tell?
Yeah, so let's go over Anniversary since it's staring us right in the friggin' face.
Yeah.
We'll briefly touch on this stuff, but generally, right now we've started with another Orb Fest, which is basically you get to run through dungeons and get like tons and tons of orbs and experience and stuff at a much higher rate than you normally do from daily dungeons.
Yeah.
And something's coming on the 25th. The actual anniversary banners are coming out. We're starting out with what's known as the Super Luckies. 3 Super Lucky banners. They're all half off, and they only show up once. They only show up on the day that they are announced. So one of them is the first one that we're going to get is specifically for healer soul breaks, super soul break tier or higher. The next one is an element, again super soul break or higher, and the third one is a guaranteed BSB.
If to quick touch on those, if I were a newer player, the healing one and the BSB ones are ones I would 100% want to check out. Because healing, getting like a good healing soul break lets you do a lot more than you would expect. So
absolutely, it is like because a healing soul break, hell, a healing BSB helps you keep your party alive through some of the rougher stuff.
Yep.
There's just the problem is there's just like so much shit going on that could be touched on, and we could just basically be yammering on for hours about the anniversary content, but suffice it to say, we're getting some good banners.
Mm-hmm.
The week after next, starting like the week of the 25th actually, we're going to start getting the anniversary fest banners, beginning with the Ultra Select banner. The Ultra Select banner is, of course, the banner full of relics that was most voted on, and we already discussed the, everything that's going to be on that.
Yep.
So there you have it. We still don't fucking know what is going to be on the other fest banners. They just will not tell us.
We'll find out.
Like saving Mithril for something you don't even know will be good or not is the most maddening shit in the world. Let me tell you.
Alright, well...
But anyway, no, it'll be absolutely fine, because they're just basically throwing Mithril at us like crazy. They are supposedly going to throw 75 Mithril at us just to pay for the Luckies, although it's hard to tell whether or not we've gotten some of that already, because there are just so many different excuses for throwing Mithril that they've given to us.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Anyway, we've got some FF2 bosses to fight.
Yeah, let's do some FF2 bosses. Fucking... Oh, I was just gonna go on and on and on, but man, we got a job to do. Okay, Hands of the Tyrant. This one is Behemoth and Gotos. Behemoth was basically you went to the Emperor's palace and then he threw you in the dungeon and made you fight a behemoth for his thingy. And then later on you were able to retake Ketzel Finn, which you had lost at the beginning of the game, and this was the guy that you fought in order to retake it. And that's about it for that.
So yeah,
and I've also been leveling Infilia.
I would say both of these are physical. I think fully physical, if I'm remembering these two right. Yeah, fully physical. So
okay. So here's what happened. I pulled once on the FF2 banner just for synergy, and also just to itch my pulling finger. This is actually kind of a bad thing to do, and really something that you should do if you're just a fucking idiot and or already have plenty of good toys. But I did make off with 2 Ricard armors, 1 Firion helmet, and I got the Emperor's BSB.
The Emperor, hell yeah.
Yeah, so we'll show that one off. The Emperor himself is actually a really excellent Dark Mage. It is cut out of the same sort of cloth as Kuja, really, since he has White 4, so he can carry Protecta and Shelga for you. And he also has Summon 4.
Oh, okay. I like Summon 4 a lot because with Summon 4, you can, like, I bring Madwin to a number of fights, and I have Sildra and Alexander for a couple fights, you know, things like that, and they work very well.
Uh-huh. But that's more or less the gist of it. The problem is, like, I'm loath to admit it, but basically I have an issue with Wrath as a thing. The Emperor doesn't have Wrath, so he can't build meter, and it's like, I don't know, why does it have to be such an important thing?
You
really shouldn't.
Does the Emperor have combat?
No. Like, mages generally do not have this sort of thing.
Okay,
they, like, roughly 12 casters and healers in the game so far in Global have access to Wrath. That's it.
Shrug. Like, if you give him, if you give him Ace Striker or Knight's Charge or any of those, like, he gets charged up in like 3 or 4 hits.
Yeah, that's my problem. It's just like is just flat out saying that mages, if mages don't have Wrath, and all of their BSBs are shit garbage, and you should never use the massive jerking off motion. You don't need Wrath in order to have a good time with your mage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the big thing with mages is, like, if you hit weakness, I think you charge in 3 or 4 hits. Because, again, like, Elfinod's one of my always on my team party members.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if I just bring, like, Meltdown and, like, a summon that hits weakness or something like that, that I can get my BSB in, like, 3 to 4 hits. 3 hits, usually, because he'll get hit for the rest of it. It's pretty good.
So Dark Bargain is a skill that I actually haven't used yet, for whatever reason, and it's a good one.
Ooh.
It's basically a, gives you 30% attack, lowers your defense by 30%, which means, like, it's an attack death, which means it stacks. It's been there for a while now, and it's actually a really fantastic buffing tool for physical darkness users.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let's go ahead and show off the Emperor's new clothes.
Hell yeah. Alright, buddy. What do you got for us? Emperor's gonna kick this behemoth in.
Ah, whoops. Slow has no effect. Slow is for something else. Like, this is a general purpose party that was built to tackle all 3 of the champion level bosses.
Right, I think the second fight here is actually where slow works.
Yes. Oh, Dark Bargain is by far the best physical darkness skill because of its buffing capabilities.
Yeah, Dark 4 is, like, where, on a physical character, Dark 4 is basically all you need because of that.
Yeah, sorry about the bit rate over here. And that's 6 hit, but bear in mind that is also AoE, so that's a really great AoE sort of thing. Mateus himself is actually a really weird character to get going efficiently, just because he is a wind mage, but all of his gear increases darkness damage. That being said, he's a really fantastic workhorse because all of his shit is like wind/dark elemental.
The dark wind element thing is that's a very unique setup.
Uh-huh.
I like it. Like, with his BSB specifically, the thing that gives his BSB has, like, boost to dark damage, but then he gets N wind from being from using the PSB. So
yeah, and that's kind of one of like the most awkward things about it, because okay, so let's make one thing clear. When something says small boost to elemental damage on your gear, it means a flat 20% rate, and these stack. So you can have theoretically up to 60% of a boost on an element. here's what you do. You boost the hell out of Mateus's wind damage. All of his gear does boosts darkness damage.
Mhm.
Just master it and then slap Fujin's jacket or some shit on there.
Right, or Fujin's knife, or things like that.
Yeah.
Alright, and then we're...
So Goddess's big thing is that he just casts haste on himself. That's really all he's got.
Yeah. So one thing I've noticed just going through the FF2 event myself is that FF2's bosses are extremely straightforward. They don't really have any, like, FF3 is where we start getting like gimmicks and like bosses.
Yes, much more complicated bosses.
Yeah. Like FF3 has for one, every FF3 boss has the double attack gimmick. Well, not every, but a lot of them have the double attack gimmick in Record Keeper. But on top of that, you have bosses that actually have, like, some sort of, like, different moveset. Like, I want to say 2/3 of the bosses in this specific event are a dude who knows attack with sword. And his AI is 100% attack with sword. And that's it.
Yeah, basically. So that's also why Gilgamesh is here, because he can pile on the dispels.
Right, not only
the
dispels, but, retaliate plus taunt means that any of these attacks with sword attacks just don't work.
Yeah, despite the fact that Gilgamesh has kind of had a falling off in terms of aggro and damage, he's still really fantastic if you are, like, dealing with enemies that resist all elements. We see a lot of bosses with that just because the elemental meta has gotten so crazy.
For me, I will always like him because because he's Gilgamesh, but also like,
because he's Gilgamesh.
Like
what's not to like?
His toolset's just very good. I love that he actually has the Dispel on Command 1 as maybe the biggest thing.
Yes. Like, FF2's biggest problem was that it was way too fucking ambitious. And it is a miracle that half of the mechanics in that game even worked.
Yeah.
And I'm even talking about shit like, you keep Toad at level 1 on purpose because when it does an animation check, it actually succeeds when there is no animation.
I've already mentioned it that FF2 is my least favorite game in the main series, 1 through 14 plus tactics, I suppose, but it's
yeah, it was definitely proto-Romancing Saga.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, so here's the Emperor
1.
I feel like it's Emperor... Man, whatever. Because the Emperor, when you first fought him in the tornado, he had bros to help him out. But here he's just alone.
Okay, so it might be the Emperor Fight 2.
Possibly. The Emperor Fight 2 had death, though, so I'm glad this isn't it. Yeah, so anyway, he'll use Elixir to heal. There used to be this weird little capping issue where he could only heal up to 100,000 HP. So, like, in this sort of circumstance where you barely have any HP of that scale to deal with, it's not gonna matter, but, like, in, say, an Ultimate Plus arena where he will have a couple 100,000 HP, then you notice it if you just get him down way too low, and then he just suddenly... Oh, that doesn't look like full. Not at all.
Heal for full... Oh, wait. Yeah. The Emperor, by the way, is, as you might guess from title, main bad guy. Like,
yep.
It's the Emperor.
Basically, one of the best things about Final Fantasy II, and there are cripplingly few of those, is just how straightforward and powerful the Emperor is in that respect. Just like, hey guys, you kill me? That's great. I'm gonna go take over hell if you don't mind. Also, I guess the Emperor's design is pretty great. He's, like, got the demon horns and everything. Very menacing, very Amano-esque.
Yeah. Honestly, most of my dislike of the game comes from the mechanics, not the look of it. The look of it, it has some style.
Right, so the other thing to note about this fight is that since the whole gimmick is that he recovers all of his HP after hitting a certain threshold, it basically means that he has lower defenses to compensate.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it is Emperor 1, it's just that he doesn't have his bros. He would have a Black Knight and a Stone Golem accompanying him when you fought him for real.
Yeah, I guess, well, as you can see if you're looking in the bottom left corner of your screen, they pulled the Black Knight for somewhere else.
Can I just say that that is, like, the greatest thing? I'm, like, super fucking glad that they brought that one back. That was my favorite Ultimate Plus Plus fight in the last FF2 event.
The Black Knight?
Yeah, because it was just fucking madcap. They were just wailing on you constantly with physical attacks, and yet you still had plenty of damage to throw at them, because they had a... Oh, fuck. I didn't expect that to not affect them.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fine. But, yeah, it's, like, so fucking fun.
Luckily, you're fine, because Gilgamesh is here.
Yeah, the goal of this is to remove Mateus's haste.
Yep, and lower attack, lower magic, I think, are the other two, which you've already done, so. Give me your money. Alright, so Emperor hits under half. I wonder if you can kill the Emperor through that.
You probably could at this level.
Might. Like if I just set up, because usually like an OSB with like an element can generally hit quad 9 or quint 9. So like if you time it right, you probably could just get a kill with the OSB and ignore phase 2. It'd probably have to be an in-elemented OSB or like a buffed OSB, like when I'm using Thunder God Sid, it's like Onion buff plus Minfilia's attack shout plus that, so like that might be enough. Yeah. I'll have to try
so
that.
that's basically like from what you're seeing of the Emperor here. All in all, a very solid VSB. Oh, it even gave him stun. How about that?
I was gonna say the stun. See, again, the stun is actually the part that I like the most on the Emperor's VSB, because interrupt is generally an ability that they give to wind BSB, like wind element stuff. I think generally, I don't know if that's a 100%, but like Lunatic.
It's kind of a thing. Like Thancred has it on his poison SSB.
Yeah, and you fade 3 metals, but still get it anyway, because that's how it works.
Yep. All right, so now we have some newer content.
Zell has it too, I think. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think one of Zell's has an interrupt.
Yeah, so you know how the Emperor conquered Hell? He wasn't even using half his strength. This guy was such a badass that when he went into Hell, he actually split his soul into 2 so that the other half could go conquer Heaven.
I love this.
Yes, this is the Soul Rebirth version of the Emperor, the Light Emperor. This incarnation is resistant to all elements, which is why Gilgamesh is there.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, he has lots of AoE attacks, he has holy attacks, and also he has Dispel sometimes.
Yeah.
And he has Slow.
One of the other things that is quite powerful with this Emperor here is the first thing it mentions, that Emperor has Holy 16. So
Holy is mind.
Holy is mind.
Not magic.
So like full break, multi-break, don't break that down. You have to actually specifically use mind break or an SSB/BSB that breaks mind to lower the damage from that.
Yep.
We get it. You grinded your spells to level 16, right?
Well, that's how you know you're powerful, right? You got it at level 16.
How long did that take the Emperor? Like, how much time did he spend
God,
grinding?
he had to, like, I want to see the macro he wrote to auto-grind that shit, because it must have taken ages.
Okay, how do you even, like, Dispel 16? Like, do you really grind Dispel to 16? Really, dude? Like, come on.
Well, if you got something to prove, being the Emperor and all.
Right, I guess so. Accidentally uses Dispel 8, and he's just like, oh, shit, no.
I mean, have you heard of this little thing called ego? It's half the reason why we're here, quite literally, in fact.
Yeah. Goodness.
But no, this is what is known as the Soul of Rebirth bonus content for Final Fantasy II, which is a really cool idea in context.
Right,
because what happens is all of your rotating party members die for various reasons, and that's how they swap out. So all of them show up here, form a party, and then go fight the Emperor in heaven.
Because they're all that kind of rules.
Yeah, and it is great, like how it's such a balanced, diverse party, despite the fact that they all just like conveniently died. That is using the source material to its finest. I really like that idea. By the way, if you bring Joseph, Minwoo, and Ricard to this fight, then they all have dialogue, because it's like, yeah, of course
nice.
They would.
Nice.
So first things first. Oh, and also whatever.
Emperor just hanging out in apparently heaven. Just looks like the moon from FF4.
Yeah, crystals and stuff.
Yeah, like you're feeling. Okay, the moon from FF4.
Yeah, you'd have to bring Joseph and Ricard in order to get that dialogue, and that's a dire choice, I'd say.
Fair. I like that you have the Emperor beating up the Emperor here. That's
well, of
good.
course, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm actually really fine with the decision that I made to pull on that banner, because I made out really good. Like, I got some good stuff, and also I get to show off a brand new character with his best gear.
It's good stuff. Ooh, that's a...
Better on Ishola than anyone else, I'd say.
That's a hard question. Which banner is better for FF2 gear, 1 or 2?
I definitely say banner 1 if you were shooting for FF2 gear. It has the better value.
Yeah, I was gonna say I personally wouldn't recommend pulling on both, but that's yeah, I guess 1. Like, the thing is for me that like 1 has some of the more interesting stuff, and also has like some big prizes as like Firian's BSB, Emperor's BSB.
Yeah, all 3 of the BSBs are high quality.
But personally, I know that 2's has Maria's BSB, and I love that thing. I guess if you're looking for physical synergy, 1 is where to go 100%, right? Like, I think there's more physical synergy on 1 than 2, specifically because the OSB is physical and not magic. Whereas on Banner 2, yeah. it's Maria, so it's magic.
Banner 2 kind of suffers for having older content, and then, like, when it's older content in a game as starved for content as Final Fantasy 2, that hurts a lot.
Yeah. Gordon and Maria BSBs are both quite good off of 2. No lie. Like, again, if we're already, like, assuming we're going to pull on it, like, it's hard to choose between the 2. For me, again, me personally, I'd go on Banner 1 because I already have Maria's BSB, which means I wouldn't want to pull a second. Well, I'd be fine pulling a second one, but that sort of thing. I think in the abstract, I'd still say Banner 1. Ah, Flare 16. Oh my goodness, it does so much damage. 399. Oh, Banner 2 actually has 4. Okay.
Oh, did you ever hear the story about Ultima in this game?
Yes. How it's hot garbage.
Well, for those of you who haven't heard that story, because I love telling it,
do it.
Ultima is a story spell that has an extreme amount of buildup. You climb like this insanely high tower full of bosses and stuff to get it. Minwu has to kill himself in order to unlock it. And it's bugged. What it's supposed to do is that it it has multipliers that are based on the cumulative levels of all of your spells. But it doesn't fucking work, and so Ultima is just this utterly gimped magic spell that barely scratches a goblin.
It's so ridiculous because of those like multipliers. It just doesn't do anything. The other thing about Banner 1 is that Banner 1's a lot more focused. Having stuff for Firion and the Emperor, like, mostly, and then having a few stragglers, whereas Banner 2 is, I think, slightly less focused.
Banner 2 is slightly less focused because it's just like, there's not a whole lot of content in FF2 to curate, if you want to know the truth. So FF1 definitely benefits from having a bunch of new content, which means that they've had time in order to adjust it and make it good.
Oh,
whereas the FF2 content, since FF2 is a realm that happens so infrequently, it means that there is less opportunities to fix your mistakes.
Hold on, people are saying there's actually multiple people have said there's a story behind that bug existing as well. Is there more to this bug?
I'd actually like to hear it. While we're busy fighting Borgin.
Oh boy, Borgin. Oh, Major Summon Orb X4, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get some of that shit.
Give me that.
For whatever reason, by the way, he does use physical attacks a lot, but his magic attacks include Blizzard 16 and Flare 16.
Yeah.
So make sure you bring some magical mitigation for this guy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he left it bugged because he found it as hilarious as we do?
Ooh, that's too good.
Oh, that takes some balls, especially since Squarehead just got itself out of the depths of bankruptcy with Final Fantasy 1.
I don't even care if that's, like, true or not. That's too hilarious. Like, they could be a Zulai for all I care, but damn, that's good.
I don't like... If it's a Zulai, I do not care.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Ooh. Okay,
when lies are made real. That is the story from now on.
I said all the stuff about Banner 1, but Banner 2 has Gordon's attack magic down shield, and that's like actually my favorite combination, so...
Yeah, Gordon's BSB is actually pretty solid.
Oh, dude, I mean...
I thought it was gonna make him like a fire character, but it really leans a lot more on support.
I literally mean his unique soul break that's literally just AoE magic and attack down.
Goddess's Bell is great. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of unique soul breaks out there that are actually stand the test of time, like Agrius's Cleansing Strike or X-Death's Grand Cross.
Yeah, that's too good. Like, you spend all the time build up to get this spell, and it's just nothing.
Okay, so you might be wondering, what is Freya doing here? Well, that is because on the recent Dungeon Lucky update banner, I ended up pulling... I pulled her BSB. Dragon's Crest. It's pretty dang good. especially since I have honed Sky High. So, like, it's basically a wind clone of Kane's BSB. So, you can tell what the value is right there, and Jens can attest since he has Kane's BSB.
Yeah, Kane. The only problem I have with Kane's is that it just doesn't have a non-elemental chaser, but like this one does.
Yeah, Freya's does.
Right.
So, basically what it does is, you're supposed to use Sky High in tandem with all of these commands. So Petal Storm sets you up, it removes the delay from your jump attacks, you use Sky High a couple of times, and you refresh accordingly with Dragon Leech.
Oh my god.
And you also use Petal Storm to get your delays off again.
So
that's kind of like, you get into the rhythm of doing it, and it's pretty cool.
Okay, I'm gonna read this link that Zombo sent here. Baffled, quote, baffled by how the series' most powerful spell ended up being so weak in its debut game.
Baffle yourself with flavor.
Iwasaki and other fellow developers spoke with Sakaguchi, who directed Final Fantasy II. At the time, Square tested the game and saw the ultimate bug. It was definitely a problem, but Sakaguchi said, "How did this happen? Fix it." However, the person who programmed it replied with the following statement: "All of the legendary stuff, it dates back to an age that didn't even have proper techniques. If you were to look at such things now in present point of view, it would be natural that they look inferior. For this reason, it's a given that Ultima's abilities would be bad. As for those who struggled and ultimately acquired it to find out that it's useless, well, that's something that often happens in life, so I'm not going to fix it."
How do you get away with bullshitting of that caliber and not get fired? I love this man, whoever did this.
The rest of it afterwards, naturally, Sakaguchi was rather irritated by the reply and said, "Whatever, give me the source so Sakaguchi could fix it himself." But as it turned out, the programmer had ciphered the source, so he was the only one who could change it. And it was just left the way it is. He literally encrypted the source to make sure that only he could change it, and that's...
The things you could get away with in that day and age, especially in a company that had just recovered from almost going bankrupt.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Also, where is my onion?
You get away with that by being one of only a half dozen programmers working for a small company. Yeah. I really like his reasoning there of like, what, it was really good thousands of years ago, but stuff from thousands of years ago was probably trash compared to today. Like,
yeah, no one even thinks about that, but it's just like, oh, the ultimate weapon is just like an iron sword back when everyone was using like clubs and shit.
Right. You go, you find the legendary blade and it's rusted to all hell. Good job. Like. Yeah. So yeah, Freya's BSB. The only thing I'd say about Freya's BSB that I think is a little worse off than Kane's has absolutely nothing to actually do with the BSB, and more to do with I like Lightning Dive more as an ability than Sky High because it is a 5-star and easier to hone than a 6-star ability, and you don't have to use.
And to also be fair, it's like if you have either of their BSBs, then the Ether command has you covered. On that front.
Well, also you don't have to use Dragoon motes to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the reason I personally like Kane's more is because I don't have Dragoon motes around. So if I actually did get Freya's BSB, I wouldn't be able to use Sky High with it. So I'd still just be using Lightning Dive.
So here's one of the weird little quirks about Freya. She doesn't have Life Siphon. Instead, she has Wrath.
So
this causes many people to shit on her because Wrath kind of conflicts with Shout because it's a pure attack buff.
Uh-huh. I have a question for you.
Yeah?
Why is Freya in the front row?
Why is who in the front row?
Why is Freya in the front row?
Oh. I don't know, probably because she does damage.
Jump plus all the...
Do I need to care about fucking Borgin?
Look. Maybe, I don't know.
He's
gotta,
just
like-
some dumb asshole who betrayed us for the Empire, and then we kill him, and then you fight his zombie in a chest in hell.
Yeah, so.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrath up Freya to 2 bars, because I also have her in Wind. Because that's a secret. Unlike Kain, she doesn't get an in Wind, or in Lightning, on her burst. Instead, she has a major attack defense breakdown on the enemies. Like 50%, like minus 50% on enemies attack and defense. It's rather great.
When I said I like Kane's BSB better for the lightning dive part, Freya's for having that, pretty good. I love multi breaks like that aren't actually the full breakdown, but like multi. I love RPGs bringing stage super shit like that.
Borgin the shithead. Alright, so I think everybody's just about ready to go. So we'll go ahead and get 6 dragons up and then finish off with Dragon Crest. And I'm actually kind of holding back a little bit because I want to make sure that, yeah, this should be fine. Also, since Minfilia is a native Soul Break, that means that she has an excuse to simply ramp up and not immediately cast Shout, because otherwise that would interfere with, yeah. Yeah, this is a big, long, stupid conga line of making sure that buffs don't conflict with each other.
Right.
For people who don't know, Wrath has a 3% boost to attack, whereas everything else that matters has like a 30% or 50%. So that causes some problems if you don't know what to do.
Right, because a straight attack buff that'll override it, so you'll lose your 50% attack buff and become a 3%.
Okay, here's Freya's animation. It's pretty cool.
Oh, here we go.
Jeez, and she didn't even have her thing out yet. That's pretty grand. Not really, not Orochi, I don't think. The 4 chest monsters were Iron Giant, you just fucking threw a boulder at me. So you have Iron Giant, Beelzebub, Astaroth, and Zombie Borg.
How many dragons did Freya murder? A lot.
A lot.
Wait, does that boulder damage him too?
Well, it's not all 9, so it can't have been, like, all the dragons, but it's still there.
Did that boulder roll just damage Borgin?
Yeah.
Nice.
And Freya gets to finish him off, so there you have it. I like Freya's BSB a lot, and I'm so glad that I finally get to use her in earnest without actually having to cripple myself to make her work. Like, some people naysay Freya because, like, again, Wrath is a thing that you have to work around, but the fact that she is able to build meter at all makes her just as good as any other Dragoon. Unless you're saying Luneth or some shit. Yeah, we got that major summon orb.
Alright. Next up.
Yeah, Borgin is a dig. Basically, what happened was he ambushed you in the snow cave when you were out with Joseph in your party, and then he caused a cave-in, and Joseph basically had to sacrifice himself in order to get you out of the cave safely. What a dick.
What a jerk.
So now we've got Emperor Ultimate Plus. Not much more to this guy. He has a like, now he has Starfall X, so that's something too. But otherwise, he has a lot of thunder attacks, so if you're having trouble, then maybe invest in some lightning resistance. If you can.
Oh man, he hasn't even leveled up his abilities past 10. Come on, Emperor. What the heck?
That's what you get for having, like, a high magic score. I don't need to, like, level this shit. It
Yeah,
hit you
come
with
on.
Starfall 1, quad 9s all day. Okay, so he's weak to Holy. So I've got a Holy team on tap for that. There we go. Hopefully I can find one more onion for this, because this is the last time I'll need an onion. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I'm just sort of, like, finding less onions in my team, and that's... I don't know why that is.
I fixed this by only having friends who use onion. And by that I mean I've got you and a bunch of people that use onion. That's my friends list. This game, because I just want to use.
I don't make friends with people who don't use onion.
Well, I have you on there, right? And you change yours a lot.
I use onion, I just don't have it with me. Let's see, Black Dragon, Orochi, Lucifer, Steel Giant, and Beelzebub's Soul. Oh, the ones in heaven from Dawn of Souls. Okay, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I think of the classic 4. Oh, shit. Zombie Borgin was actually just like a chump side boss, because the 4 that people remember are Beelzebub, Astaroth, it was Behemoth and Iron Giant. Zombie Borgin was just a fucking guy. It was just like bonus relief. Alright, let's dethrone the Emperor.
Alright. Look, when you're the Emperor, you basically have infinite elixirs just sitting around. It's fine.
Anyway, this has to happen, and he's probably gonna... Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Banished Strike.
Yeah, this is a fight where dispels are quite necessary, and also working around the slow guy, or the slow. It's not even a slow guy, I don't think. I think it's just a single target.
Yeah, there we go. Like, the Protecta is there because he does have, physical attacks.
Uh-huh.
Just not a lot. The honest sort.
He has enough. Honestly, I think his biggest thing in this fight is his immense, like, is how much damage you have to hit him with.
Yeah.
Because, like, so this is an ultimate plus fight, and you're hitting him pretty decently for, like, quad 9s, and it's, you know, it's kind of slowly chunking him, but also this is a boss that specifically has an elixir in the pocket, so, like, you have to kill, like, 1.5 times his health bar.
Yeah. Also bear in mind, too, he does counter with haste. A good strategy is to just cast Reflect on him and call it a day, because in order to counter, he has to cast the spell.
Yep. It's the same trick people were using with the Sid Reims multiplayer boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for that boss, it was like, bring Reflect or bring a Magic Blink. Because his Dispel could be avoided with Magic Blink,
Right.
and that is really fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you'd have to time it, again, talking about Furian's VSB with an instant cast Magic Blink, you would always be on the point to stop Ultimate Seraphic Ray in that fight. Yeah, and Bahamut. Yep.
Mhm. That is actually fine. She hasn't used her burst yet. Okay, so he's finally used his elixir, which means he's out of juice.
Right. So now everything you do to him sticks.
I think I'll go ahead and use Divine Judgment. Oh god, Calamity Flare incoming.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so you've got your, so we've seen Hope in here, but to quick go through what your plan is with the party, you have an Imperil from Beatrix's BSB on Holy, and you have Hope who can end Holy with his BSB, and then just start using his OSB for...
Oh god, meteors.
Uh-oh.
He's got auras.
For heavy damage. Though
I
actually,
think I'll go ahead and let Beatrix use Vessel of Fate.
yeah, I was just thinking out, like, if this boss is actually weak to Holy, then it, like, the Imperil from Beatrix doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing about this whole setup. Because if the enemy has a natural weakness, then the Imperils kind of don't work on him.
Right.
If it's the same element.
You can't go below 100% extra damage, or you can't go above 100% extra damage.
Yeah, that's not, like, it just kind of, like, stacks like that, because it's like, you can't have more than 100% resistance down, so...
Yeah.
Natural weaknesses are already at 100%, so Imperils on that element do nothing.
Also, if you wanted another way to beat this boss, well, if it's Holy Week, there's always our good friend Sid Raines, who will
We won't see him yet.
gladly destroy the boss for you, for no fee. Some bosses, I think Torment bosses have minor weaknesses, so 50%. But I don't think any of the, I don't think any current event content has minor weaknesses.
Yeah, like, what we're talking about here, what PG has mentioned, there are bosses with slight weaknesses, which is to say 50% weakness instead of 100% weakness.
Yep.
Which means that Imperils do work on them. Yeah, you see the little sad face on the Imperil, that means that it's already at the max, it won't go down any further. I do love that they actually bother to do that.
One little sad face.
One 1% weakness to indignation. I think I'm just gonna say, like, one of the big reasons why I'm having trouble watching your streams when there's a battle going on is because I don't like the fact that all of the characters are yelling all of their attacks all at the same time, like they're in, like, a fucking mosh pit.
My favorite part of that is there's the little bar at the top that tells you what the most recently used art is, and it's the most useless information you could ever want. Like,
It just fucking gluts up the screen.
right, there's just this bar at the top that tells you what the last move was for a quarter second until...
Quickening art, meteor flow, meteor flow, meteor flow, meteor flow, swarm.
Yeah. But no, TK Cat, that piece of Eternia is one of my favorite little things. Secundez, it has a 1% weakness to lightning to make you try to use indignation in the fight. Or to make it so like that the AI will do it, so... 1%, that's all it needs. Just enough to show up on the bar. Immune to all except reflect physical and half almighty. What? Hold on, what are we talking about? When did we move on to Shin Megami Tensei? And like,
when did we move on to the goddamn Demi-Fiend? I don't think we're at that level yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're fighting the Demi-Fiend. Fuck that. I ain't fighting the Demi-Fiend.
I ain't fighting the Demi-Fiend.
What was the difficulty on that one? That was a 160 fight. The next one here, which is the Ultimate Plus Plus, is at 180, and it's again a recurrence of the 120 fight, but with more going on.
Okay, so this one is actually significantly different because he's gained a weakness to dark. Oh my god, he's gained a weakness to dark.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry, did you say weakness to dark?
Okay, so let's take a look at Dispel. This isn't buff Dispel, this isn't ultimate Dispel. It only gets rid of named buffs like Protect and Shell.
Well, that's good.
It's kind of a wet fart of a response to Sid Reigns, if you want to know the truth.
It's kind of good.
But it does mean that you also have to make sure that your Protect and Shell are up at all times.
Yeah.
No, that's not the Demi-Fiend, that was Lucifer. Okay.
Yeah.
Except no one cared about the resistances because you just used Pierce.
Right, that was just the attack you had to use.
Yeah, they flat out gave you Pierce in order to just, like, say, use this, you moron.
The Demi-Fiend fight in Digital Devil Saga is excellent.
A nightmare and a half?
It's excellent on, like, 5 different levels. Like 5 or 6.
Yeah, one of them being the fact that Earth and Gun are elements that don't exist in Nocturne, so he has no resistance to them.
Yeah. My favorite is just, like, if you come in with any, like, incorrect nulls, the Demi-Fiend is just like, well, this is dumb, and just, like, gets you.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, it's just a random battle to the Demi-Fiend.
Yeah, that's the best part of it. You are fighting for your lives against this impossibly powerful foe he's farming. Yep. You are a random encounter in his eyes, and that is just incredible.
Yep.
Also, here's some guys.
Alright, so we saw Dark Weakness, so obviously we're gonna have the Emperor around. Golbez gives us a interesting setup in that Golbez is a mage, but also can wield Banishing Strike for us.
Yeah, also, like, the thing is, Golbez is a mage tank, which is a niche that really nobody else in the game seems to offer, and it's really interesting. Like, his idea is that he tanks from the back row, and he's also, like, an avid black magic and dark magic caster.
Yep. Oh, crap, we're almost to the point where I need to figure out what I want to do for Black Knight.
Yeah, so here's his gimmick on display. In FF2, the Emperor's physical attacks carried Drain Touch.
Ooh, that's cool as hell that they kept that gimmick. Yeah. That kind of rules.
Of course, it's nowhere near as devastating because Drain Touch was, like, hard-coded to be 1/16 of your max health.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely devastating to literally any other boss in the game.
Okay.
Oh, woof, I didn't have Shogun up, that's why. Let's fix that right away.
Yikes. Are they all physical?
Yeah, most likely.
No, I'm just looking... Yeah.
Okay, that's much better.
Wow, okay. Looking ahead at my multiplayer setup is all. Because that
So I
looks
think what's
like
probably going to happen, he's doing way too much damage at the onset, so what's probably going to happen is, if I keel over on this, I'm going to give Pinello back her Dr. Mog's teachings.
so that she can actually cast Evanescence and pick everybody up.
Yes. Actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and do that right now.
That seems like it's something you're gonna need here.
Yeah, instead of Cry, I'll probably bring Kuja or something, because my idea was to lessen everybody's load and give them, for fuck's sake. Stay free, BlueStacks. So the idea is that I bring in Kuja and give everyone Memento Mori instead.
Okay, so they're doomed.
Which is really what I should have done from the beginning.
Yeah, that lets you focus more on like having being able to move Dr. Moggs is the biggest.
Yeah, because it's like I didn't expect him to start ramping that quickly, so that's how you learn about stuff.
Blood Sword, just too good.
Okay, so I'll give this to the Emperor. And he already has... Yeah. Should be fine. Wait. The Oh, I don't have it sorted by favorites. I don't know why I have it. Whatever.
Hey, I'll get that.
Okay, so, other thing, too, is that I don't actually have, so I guess what I can do is, replace Golbez with Leon. Because Leon can buff himself reliably fine. He can just, like, use Dark Bargain, Death Throws, what have you.
And he can also carry he can still carry your, Banishing Strike for you, I think.
Yes, he can. No. Where's he at? Because I have him at 80 somewhere. Oh, he's at 74, whatever.
Oh, yeah, he was leveling.
Well, I need Kuja anyway, so in he goes.
How many characters get in Night 5, Darkness 5? Most... I don't... I think Cypher has that skill set. Golbez has that skill set. Does Vayne have that skill set? No. I don't think Vayne has Night.
I wouldn't have Vayne leveled up, for one.
Right. I'm just thinking. Orlandu has Night 5, Darkness 4, because Orlandu's, you know... Orlandu.
I think Golbez stays where he is.
Yeah, that works.
Actually, what can happen is I can probably just make, like, a third Memento Mori. That was really what I was thinking about more than anything else.
Gafgarian probably does.
Yeah, because the big problem is that like this was largely a magical-based thing, so bringing a physical attacker in this late into the equation wouldn't do much.
How does X-Death compare to Golbez? X-Death is very different than Golbez as far as a character as far as like skill set goes, because X-Death is a lot more magic based. X-Death doesn't have Night. X-Death is Black 5, White 5, Darkness 5.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
he's a lot like Kuja, so there's like a very solid Dark Sage that can carry Proshoga for you.
Yeah. Right, Luneth has Darkness.
Yeah, he does, but he's physical.
Yeah, I know. There's the other discussion going on about things because you're rebuilding the squad here. Honestly, I think the only change you need is just bringing it in Kuja over. I think that's it.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I can't wait until, like, Orb Fest is, like, through and I can see what the damage is and how many new abilities I can make. The actual thing with Orb Fest, the Spring Festival, you know, on the left-hand side it says, Orb Guild, upgrade materials, and XP. Oh, wait. You can ignore those first 3. It's actually the last one that's the hugest. The experience you get from the Orb Fest dungeon this time around is incredible. Like, it's better than a
outrageous.
Sunday. It's better than a Sunday daily. Technically, if you don't fight any Cactars, it's worse, but if you fight any wave of Cactars, it's better than a Sunday daily.
It's just something that you should be doing in general.
No, there's not a Valkyrie profile candy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's something that we, like, tried to hammer home back when we did the Beginner's Guide stream to this. This is not a game that is published by Square Enix.
That'd be nifty. Well,
so
also,
any Square Enix content that is outside the scope of the main flagship games is a collab.
Well, Valkyrie profile is, I guess these days is still owned by... Yeah, that was Enix back in the day, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, was that... Like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, that wasn't Square, but no, it was... You're right, Jens, it wasn't Square, it was Enix.
Yeah, sure. He can break the spell.
Gefgarian can dive for Knight 5. He doesn't get it base, but he can be a 5th level Knight. He's Spellblade 4, Combat 5, Knight 4, Darkness 5, and then can get Knight 5 from his record dive.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a mechanic we didn't touch on at all in the beginner's stream because it's not relevant.
Yeah, it's more intermediate / advanced type stuff.
Yeah. You have to have a character at 65 to even try to do it. So, even start doing it, not try.
There is no try. There is only do and do not.
God, this multiplayer... I have a feeling the multiplayer fight is going to kick our ass.
Me too.
Oh, you went over on abilities. Oh no.
Yeah, hold on one sec.
Gefgarian is the mercenary from Final Fantasy Tactics.
He's the guy that like Ramza palled around with back when he was in his uncertain youth phase.
Yeah, basically all of Act 2, well, like not all of Act 2, a good chunk of like the second act of the game has him going on as like a thread, a plot thread, and you end up fighting him, and I think it's Act 2. Yeah.
Because, yeah, I was like, Gefgarian is there to teach you what being a sellsword means.
Yeah, he's a mercenary, and therefore betrays you once he gets a better deal. Good job. Like,
okay, so I think we're ready now.
alright.
But yeah, you're right. The biggest issue was moving Dr. Mog's teachings back over to Penelo, because we need that counter to ramp immediately.
Yeah. You need to be able to heal up after that. Especially, you also need to, like, I guess the second thing is you need Shell on before. So you don't take a hit for like 25 or whatever the hell that was.
Like 2,000 off.
Yeah. I was speaking more in general, Mastazah. The specifics of the plot are that he was employed for a different reason, yes.
Was he employed by, like, Ramses' older brother or some shit?
God, I forget which of the party, the like, antagonists of the game he's actually employed with. But basically, he's with the mercenary squad, but he also is there to, like, keep tabs on what Rams. I think he probably was hired by Ramses' brother, but again, like, been a while since specifics.
Because, like, Dysodarg is an asshole.
A lot of characters in that game are an asshole.
Well, you know, in relative terms, I'm just saying.
Right. But yeah, you're definitely right, Mastazah. Yeah, I can't think what other faction he would be with other than, yeah, that's probably it, because that's the only thing that makes sense. Anyway, so we're back in the fight.
Just go ahead and pop Evanescence off as a hard counter to, like, Blaze.
Yeah, and just start getting the...
Wow, I was correct.
Nice timing!
Nice timing and shut the hell up.
A lot of characters in FF2 come down with a case of death by Ramza. No. Delita does not get to, very few people in that game get to survive.
Just doing damage to ramp up here. Built some meter. Yeah, it is. Alright, let's make it rains.
Hell yeah.
Oh good, Emperor's ready to do his thing.
Yeah, shit, now that you mention it, like, I think it's he gets stabbed and then becomes king. Yeah, because, like, the entire framing device for the game is somebody, like, finding the record that Delita wasn't actually a cool dude. It was Ramza who was the cool dude.
Of course, like, there's precedence for why Delita was renowned as a like, cool king or whatever, because he finally mellowed out after he ended up losing everything because of his own idiocy.
And then also being stabbed and then killing, like, the whole ending of that, Delita's kind of a prick.
Alright, here's the first dispel. I got Shelga on tap.
Nice.
Yeah, the fortunate thing is that Shelga is basically the only thing we actually have to make sure goes on. Its logo may be some problems, though. Oh, balls. I got him past his second threshold.
It's fine, just... don't worry about it.
No, like, Emperor already started doing his thing. I didn't realize he was that close.
Oh, whoops.
Sid, you fucked me.
I mean...
Jesus Christ!
Whoop. Did Ramza die in FF2? He just kind of
died.
You just got murdered. So, one of the things that's actually going to be a giant problem for you is,
we need a haste gut.
yeah, you need to be able to counter that slow. I'm pretty sure Ramza just left. That's the who's Ramza? Ramza's the main character of Final Fantasy Tactics. That's what we're yakking about other things while we're waiting for Sid to destroy the Emperor. That was ridiculous.
Okay, so who's got haste that we care about?
Honestly, we could just go back to the Cryo plan.
We could, but she doesn't build meter fast enough for that.
That's bullshit. Like, you give her you give her Ace Striker and you give her the ability to hit for weakness, she'll build meter in 4 hits, and 4 hits is like real.
No, like she can't build for me. She can't hit weakness because weakness is dark. She has what, 2 castings of Ultima Weapon?
I was gonna say give her the PSP.
Oh.
Yeah, she can hit dark.
Oh yeah, she absolutely can do that.
Like, give her Shining Moment, or give her Shining Moment and stuff, and she hits weakness that way.
All right. So
she should be able to.
Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah, shouldn't be able to. Yeah.
So, but the big thing here you're gonna have to make sure is that you don't like overshoot and accidentally get the second dispel to happen before you're like ready to go for it.
Uh huh.
Because that came out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it was just like, die. The Emperor wants you dead. That was pretty harsh.
When the Emperor wants you dead, he gets what he wants.
Yeah. Also, having Sheep Song means you could let off on the Memento Mori, but nah, you don't. You're not going to lead with it, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like, the whole point of Sheep Song is like the major region in the haste. Right,
and you've also got Dispel in the party still with Kuja, so that's not a problem.
Yeah. Like, the big thing is, shit, Kuja doesn't need that, though. Kuja doesn't need ramp, because that's just for his Dark, and that's it.
Yeah.
So... then I can probably just give him, Dark Fate.
That, or...
either Dark Fate or Scholar's Boon.
Yeah, or like, or what's VV's?
Devotion?
Yeah, just Devotion. I mean, like just anything generic works here.
I'm a little terrified of Devotion because did you see that fucking Starfall?
I know, that's why I... how many record materia are actually useful at the end of the day in percent? 25?
Yeah.
That's
like, most of the time, if you have lots of gear, you'll be using the Soul Break ramp stuff.
Right, there's some specific ones that are much more powerful than the rest, or much more, consistently useful, but then there's a lot of them that are, useful in circumstances with the right character. So like, there's wind damage up is only going to be useful in specific fights, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sheep Song stacks with Sid Reigns, but does not stack with Memento Mori.
Well, in Sheep Song, like, they don't conflict. Because they're both 30%, so it doesn't matter.
Right, it doesn't matter. I thought Memento Mori was 50.
No, Memento Mori is 30.
Oh.
Because Magic has a,
oh, right.
Magic is kinder for ramp. And
right, I was gonna say, because if it was 50, it would be like, it would actually be like double damage plus, like, because of how Magic damage ramps? Yeah, okay.
I like how we're having much more problems than Newbie had with, like, his Soul Breakless run of this.
Well, again, you go too fast, you get the slow guy, and then all of a sudden the spell comes up, and you're like, wait a minute. Yeah. I still have to get to this fight. Like, I haven't even done the champion fights in FF2 because I've been doing, like, orbs, and I've been doing the realm missions, because the realm missions are pretty, like, easy and worth doing.
Well, Father Wolf, the thing is that, they kind of know that Synergy is crap for this realm, and as such, they have scaled accordingly.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is basically why... this is what they do to try to get around the fact that Sid Reigns is absolutely disgusting for a dark... for any Dark Week boss. They try to do, like, threshold shit that will catch you with your pants down.
Yeah, you just gotta be... Yeah, as long
basically
as,
teaching you to control your damage.
Right. Really, the only thing we need is as long as Kryl has her soul break. By the time we get to that stage, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. The tricky part is it is absolutely strong enough to blow past the threshold and then accidentally trigger a second slow right after the Sheep Song. So I gotta time this, like, pretty well.
The other thing you could do would be, like, Affliction Break. If this, like, weird timing plan doesn't work out perfectly, then...
That should be fine. Really, Sid Reigns does better service with dark weaknesses because dark magic users have Memento Mori.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should be getting close to that threshold. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and throw on the Shelga. Also, Kryl will have quick cast, so she can immediately fire off Sheep Song once it gets her bar up.
Yep.
That's the other thing. We'll soon follow up with let's wait on that, actually. Let's push him over the edge.
So that you don't get your haste dispelled?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Oh, jeez, that hits everybody. Okay, but I do believe we are getting close to that. Alright, here we go.
Yeah, that wasn't instant. Okay.
The quick cast is only damaging spells.
Oh,
Alright. My bad.
Alright, so now the
Boy,
slow
I
is-
sure do hate wall not going off and stuff.
Rip it fucking pieces.
I guess Ishtola is just going to have to wrath. She can't afford to just pinpoint heal where necessary. I'm just gonna have to suck those flares down.
I don't think you need to now that you moved Evanescence. You know? Like, you don't need pinpoint heals if you're literally just Evanescence and healing like that.
Yes, Father Wolf, I did get the Emperor BSB. I did a YOLO bowl on that banner and got it. Motherfucker. No, Ishtola's just gonna have to, like, wrath up forever.
The other... No, you can't do that because you need to... I was going to say, I know I'm pretty sure my plan for this fight is going to be using Garnet's SSB. Like
Divine Guardian is cool.
Well, because it's immune to the dispel.
You don't say. Has anyone gotten the Cloud Cycle BSB? I haven't, but we'll see it again. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the Fest banners. This is very much just an issue of, like, weird timing and shit, so...
Literally the fact
That's all there is to it.
Literally the fact that your wall fell off, that sort of thing.
Well, my wall. The thing is, my wall falls up around the time Starfall hits, and that's bad.
Right, that's why you have to. You just have to do the wrathing.
Alright, I'll go ahead and throw on Shelga. Well timed.
Okay. And then once Kryle's turn comes back up, she'll have the
No, not
base
yet.
turn. Did you just bypass the Shelga? Or you bypassed.
No, I bypassed the first slow. That's what happened.
Nice. See, this is how we wanted the fight to go. Because now you might not even use the haste; you just win the fight.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's a metal condition, so whatever.
Yeah. What's a metal condition?
Removing haste.
Oh. God, that slow is so painful.
This is dumb. Too many situations where he just catches me with my pants down. I mean, this is doable. It's just an issue of weird timing on everything. But fortunately, that is what a fully mitigated Starfall looks like. It's just like 2,000. I can handle that.
Yeah, while haste is like literally the most powerful status effect you can have on your party because it gives you twice the actions and twice the damage, slow might as well be death when it's party wide.
Yeah. Slow is like one of the most debilitating things that you can possibly have hit you because of how buffs work.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I know that in this fight, now that I've watched it, I am bringing Affliction Break and Slow Resist gear.
We have a slow resist accessory.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it on top of Affliction Break.
You better bring it.
Which I'm glad I have crafted. And also, I'm gonna hope that this isn't one of those bosses that's just scripted to be able to bypass Affliction Break.
Just eyeballing this real carefully. They do have an in-game store. It's called the Gotcha Banner. mean, that's literally how you make money in a phone game. You gamble.
Yeah.
This is the system, and there's no questioning it anymore.
Alright, Sid.
Okay, first threshold.
Again, I'm hoping you can just bypass it.
Well, we'll see what happens.
But yeah, the other killer thing here is that the combination of slow your party plus haste myself is...
Well, we nipped the spell in the bud, so that's not an issue now.
Alright.
And Corral's got her sheep song ready to go once
she
gets up there.
Okay, so 6 years from now.
I may actually have to pull my punches just a little bit in order to give her time to do that.
Oh dear, and you don't even have your wall back up yet again. Well, I think pulling your punches is liable to get you killed too, though. Like, you can't afford to
I just did.
keep taking hits. Well, this one's got you in the perfect trap.
Yeah, it does. Sid Reigns is how you win battles. TK Cat, I have Sentinel's Grimoire. It's called Stoneskin 2.
Yeah, they're functionally the same ability. They both have the same, like, defense plus resist modifier. They just have different names. Heck, it's the only thing Y'shtola is doing in this fight.
What could happen is I could use Lingering Spirit more instead of Shining Moment.
I don't know if winning this fight slower is what you need, though.
Well, slower in between the two thresholds to try and contain them.
But that just got you killed last fight.
Yeah, because I didn't do it right.
Does the Emperor counter haste on the second dispel?
He just has a rare chance of doing it, it seems.
Oh, I thought he just did it right before the... I thought it was when he went to, like, the phase change.
Possibly. I don't know. All I know is that I hate... I hate slow with my life. Thing is, Konami has been a shitty company for years. It's just people haven't realized it until they stopped making games.
Well, didn't they run into some big issues, like moving 80 or 90% of their stuff to Pachinko because of gambling law changes?
Yeah, and I'm glad that they got owned in that respect. Because fuck them.
Right, I was just, like, that was more of a question of, I've heard that a couple times, and probably, like, said it once or twice, but
yeah.
Okay, you don't think it ever passed? Okay. Like, I didn't know the specifics of it, so I wasn't certain on if that was a true fact or not.
And now, we've got problems again.
Yep.
I have to wait on our good buddy, the Emperor. Okay, good. It's gonna take him, like, he's gonna be able to fire off slow much faster, which means that I will immediately counter with Sheep Song.
Okay, so we might make it through this one.
Yeah. Please. Or she might get it off faster. Fuck me.
I hope enjoy that 2 seconds of haste. Charlie, it looked like it was more of a mediocre game. Which...
Yeah, Mighty Number 9 was just a mediocre game.
Which, to be fair, I think I've said before, being a mediocre game is a worse thing to do than being a bad game. Like, if you're a bad game, there's generally more to learn, or maybe something interesting to find in there. If you're a mediocre game, you become immemorable, and it's sort of the worst thing you can be. Like, oh sweet, it doesn't do anything.
So I'm gonna tell you a little something. Y'all should probably check out a site called gaming.moy. A friend of ours has written a very interesting article about where everything went wrong on Mighty Number 9 and how gaming development just careens out of control for reasons that you really will never be able to understand because no one ever speaks about them. I mean, the worst thing that you can do is probably say just like all the people that worked on Mighty Number 9 are garbage, idiot human beings, and no, you don't need to say that. No.
I'll see. Yeah, don't develop for every single console. Okay, so it was a law that has been like sort of just getting like tabled for 3 years. Okay.
It kept getting sent back because no one liked it. Gee, I wonder why. Yes, the management of Mighty Number 9 was way over ambitious. They tried to release on like 7 different platforms with 7 different architectures.
I'm cautiously optimistic, Mastaza. like, I really want it to be good. From what I've seen of it, I haven't seen enough of it to make any sort of judgment, so I don't know.
God almighty. We're gonna have to swap out Kryl. She just cannot ramp fast enough.
Yeah, like if I'm gonna throw shade at them for Mighty Number 9, I'm not gonna throw it at them for Mighty Number 9. I'm throwing it at the Red Ash stuff, which was just
Oh yeah, Mega Man Legends.
well, like I don't know. Starting a Kickstarter for a second game when your first one was like having development problems and isn't out yet is ballsy at the least and stupid at the best. Like like it like nobody bought into it because like you don't like there was nothing. It's like, well, what products have you finished up? You haven't even finished your first one and you're asking for more money for Project 2? Like, which sucked.
I'm gonna put in Ramza because I'm a big old butt. I'm just gonna have him wrath up shout forever. I don't give a shit.
I'm gonna make the suggestion of bring Affliction Break as ability number 2.
Okay, fine.
I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if it'll work, but like, what else you gonna do?
What else you got in the pocket?
Yeah, there were also a ton of other things with the Red Ash Kickstarter, with the whole like them announcing by the end like, oh, we don't actually need this money. This was just like we already have investors and stuff, and it's like, oh, well, what's the point of this then? And that sort of it was.
That was a real dickish thing to do, and that was entirely the management's fault.
Right.
Oh, he can be in the front. It's not like the Emperor bothers attacking after the first thingy.
I was gonna say, we haven't seen the Emperor actually do a physical attack, like, at all.
No, he does them in the early stages. Like, he does a couple of pity attacks and then a party-wide attack, and then he just stops.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about it, Counting Kittens. At this point, we're just kind of talking about stuff because the Emperor is...
kicking our balls in.
Yeah.
I believe his gun arms are ranged no matter what.
Yep.
On the other hand, you're using gun arms.
Well, they work for him.
For now. They used to have ranged as a advertisement description in the banner. Back in ye olden times.
Huh. Apparently using the power of disco to do something. Yeah, that's basically it. Disco is very powerful.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Kuja fell over, I was going to blow a fucking gasket. I'm rage living. Don't rage live, whatever you do.
It's fine, Beatrice.
I understand. Okay. Fucking hell, come on. There we go.
Oh, wow. Okay, never mind everything I was saying. This guy just happens to have one of those bullshit scripted ones that ignores status resist. That's good.
Out of 300%. I love those.
Yeah. Like, I don't have the AI, like, routines for the ultimates, so I can't tell you if it was based on looking at that, but, those are the worst, because, like, what's the point of having, like, the chance breakdowns if they can just be flat ignored, you know?
Yep.
Unless we lost the coin flip 5 times. But...
Coin flips.
Sure. Eight has so many weird mechanical things going on. I love it. The plot is dumb.
Literally have to just sit on my... Okay, there we go.
If you wanted, you could have Y'shtola break out the other Sid.
The Emperor can do that.
Okay.
Okay, everything is under control.
Yeah, wow, it's seriously one of those ones that just ignores break. I dislike those because of the, like, I remember the stop from, what's his name?
The Emperor is not immune to delay. Message to everyone.
Oh boy. I mentioned that way at the beginning that delay is really rare to be immune to. Incredibly. Like, you have to be a nightmare boss, and even then, some nightmare bosses aren't immune to delay. Atomos is one most specifically known as not being immune to delay. And you can just put him in the hole with like 2 Luneth BSBs.
Put him in the corner and make him cry.
Most multiplayer bosses are immune to delay, though. Specifically because if you're a multiplayer boss and you weren't immune to delay, then like 8 people could just put you in a corner. Alright, place your bets. Is the Emperor gonna fall over from Doom before the fight gets won? Place your bets. Alright, thank you, Ishtola.
Unless you get some magic pixel. Woo! Oh
my god.
Hit the magic pixel, but Pinello, I think, has got this.
Oh, he fell over! Damn it!
Christ above, I'm mad.
I can tell. The Emperor would have lived if it weren't for the fools. You changed nothing.
Still got that champion though.
Wow. Yeah, all right.
So why did it take me many more tries and a bunch of effort to do so, despite having way more gear than Newbie was using? Well, you see. Little thing called skill, little thing called luck.
I was gonna say more than any of that. The fact that you were dealing so much damage, you jumped from phase 1 to phase 2. So even if like you dealt with Sloga number 1, like Sloga 2 was right there, and like the dispel was right there.
Okay, let's go ahead and get multiplayer set up.
Alright. I'm not even gonna get to play Tails tonight. Fuck.
Do you want to just, like, then not do it?
Doesn't matter, it's already a little too late for that.
Mother of shit, I thought it was like... I thought you'd be streaming until, like, 1 or something.
Right, at this point that's an hour and a half, which is basically nothing. Alright. So, for those, this is the music for our fight. We want to do 160 or 200?
200.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring, Beatrix.
Cool. Who the hell do I want to bring for this? They're only physical.
Let me check real quick to make sure that he doesn't have anything stupid.
They're only physical.
Yeah, so it's basically the same as last time. 3 waves of 4 Black Knights.
God.
And they only have physical attacks, but boy howdy, do they use them well. They also have, like, different types of... Oh, bring instant KO resist.
Oh, do they have instant KOs?
Yes, one of them does.
Oh, fun. Let's bring Alpha Nod and...
I'm sorry that you didn't get to...
Alpha Nod and Ishtola, maybe? Do we need a wall? I'm not very good with AoE damage unless I bring, like, Kane or something.
You have Agrius as BSB, don't you?
Right, but that's just on entry. And you said you were bringing Beatrix's. I guess those stack, but, like, we have...
Yeah, those stack. Plus, like, we need all the AoE holy we can get.
Well, these aren't weak to holy. These have no weaknesses.
Aren't they?
No, no weaknesses.
Oh, they have no weaknesses? Oh, okay.
My sheer heart attack. Yeah, no weaknesses. Otherwise, I would have brought Orlando and just, like, murdered the big one.
Yeah, so just basically AoE.
God, I'm not good at that. Who do I have that is good at AoE? Anything? Well, Elphanod for sure, because Elphanod, like... Elphanod's gonna be bringing my, my Radiant Shield plus, a bunch of summons, which will be good for AoE.
Mm-hmm.
And can... Let's just go with Ishtola so that somebody has a wall in the fight. That'll be fun.
Actually, Ingus might be good for this.
Ooh.
Ingus has AoE and Tauntaliate.
I'm gonna have to back out quick for that. Give me a moment.
Okay, so I'll bring Ingus and Minfilia.
Oh, you okay? And I won't bring Minfilia then because you're already going to be bringing Minfilia with their last stand, so that's fine. Oh, yeah, I'll just bring
also,
Ishtola.
Ingus can equip axes.
Yeah, I'll just bring Ishtola. Alright, give me a moment and I'll have the... Are you making the game or should I?
You should make the game.
Alright, give me a moment. I'm just switching off, We need mind. So give me the hat. Give me my hat. Veil. Oh, I actually have... Right, I have synergy here. Oh, no, I don't! F! Right, my synergy equipment for 2 is a bow. Fuck. Whatever. Madwin and Ultimate Weapon. Madwin and... Do I want to bring something with
Wait,
more...
Minfilia is a knight and she can't equip armor? Yeah, alright.
Let's go with still. Actually, you said you're going to be making a holy weakness on this, right? No. You're not bringing that anymore.
No, I'm not bringing that anymore because I found out that.
And then I want.
Tauntaliate means nothing. Their counters are not like attack type.
Okay, and I know there's a lot of ignore defense, but I'm still bringing Protectica. And do I want Elphanod in the front? God, who do I actually want in the front here? Let's put Elphanod in the back. Front row Ishtola, hell yeah.
Oh wow, I dropped 10.81% of my frames despite...
See, County Kittens, here's the trick. Minfilia's fucking incredible in Record Keeper. Like, yeah, she can't equip, like, heavy armor or whatever, but she has, like, White 5, Support 5, Combat 5, Knight 5, or something like that? Like, yeah, like, she has an incredible skill set and some extremely powerful soul breaks. It's super good. She's an auto-include on my teams. Alright,
yeah.
Recruit party. Making the party is... well, it says now loading, but... Party is made, and...
So why am I dropping so many frames despite the fact that I established the memory was the problem?
Because sometimes the internet can be fickle.
I don't know what this is doing here, but she's gonna be wrathing forever, so why not? Okay, so 4666.
Yep.
I guess it doesn't matter since we're, like, in menus most of the time, but... Jeez.
Cool. Oh shit, you've already got Protect Go. Fuck. What can I switch to that's useful? Wrath really isn't. Curata, maybe? Yeah, probably just Curata. So it's like Curata and Ultra Cure, that'll be enough. I mean, between the two, that's 10 homes, and then you've got Protect Go, so... yeah, that'll be fine. Kite, the Riku with the breakdown, with the dances already seems like a super good help. So...
Jesus.
So I'm gonna keep the party...
I was like, oh, a friend of mine is streaming. Oh, who is it? Fuck, it's 11:30. I can't think straight anymore. Unsung Hero would probably be best. I have Shout covered.
Well, we don't have haste though.
That's true. Whatever, you have everything. We'll rely on your good judgment.
Alright.
We're fine with you staying armored, Chad. You have heals, and you have thieves. Means the Dane definitely has AoE. Alright, just about ready there, Kite?
Yeah, whenever you're ready, Kite.
Kite, you're still Unsung Hero and or Shout. Whatever you think is best.
Whatever you want to do. Unsung Hero's real good because of the defense boost, right? That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure like the internet is just weird right now because we were having connection issues. Like, it's been slow in Record Keeper's side as well.
Alright, so deployment tactics and wall. Oh dear, please don't just hit the same person a billion times in a row. That would be annoying.
They're actually programmed to do just that. Like, one of them is programmed to target the person with the lowest HP first.
Nice. Alright,
Good call on the Thorns.
I've talked about it. I like it a lot in multiplayer. It does a lot of stuff. Probably less so here, because like we got a bunch of single target hits, but like the magic 30 attack 30 is like real too, so.
Matt says, you've never seen that fungi emote? It's kind of the best.
I love the emotes.
Yeah, Unsung Hero definitely is the way to go because it does have the defense boost.
Mm-hmm. Though, if I remember right, a good chunk of the AI on these, or the abilities on these, just have ignores defense.
One of them does.
Is this just the first fight from FF2, but as a boss? Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically. It's a really fun one, though.
So the bottom left knight is like the strong knight, and the other three are the weak ones in this fight.
Yeah.
There we go. There's the hit I was expecting.
Angus got confused right as he was about to fire off.
And of course I was doing Curata instead of Ultra Cure. Fuck. That's super bad. Oh, they have sleep too?
Yeah, they have some statuses on them.
Alright, I'll just bop you.
This was a lot more fun when it was just damage and not stupid shit.
Alright, come on. Alright, we only had one person's last stand break. Oh, you're bopping you. Whoops.
That's fine.
Ah, crap. Oh dear, their attack's not even coded as physical? That's
Nope.
super freaking rude. So they can't unconfuse. Damn! Alright.
I don't think it triggered your guts, though, for whatever reason.
Oh, I'd probably hit like double digits. Or close to.
Ooh. Now you've got a magic pixel.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that NAT is a really, really shitty mechanic that needs to die.
I disagree.
I counter-disagree.
Like, mostly in the sense that without it, how do they do physical bosses? They don't just get stuffed by Gilgamesh.
Well, that's true.
Like, just flat, like, without
But at the same time, just don't make, like, literally all of their attacks nat. Give some bonus for bringing your dude out to bear.
Alright.
Alright, guts back on.
That's good. I think we only had like one fall off, but the attack boost is also something we need. Okay. What's NAT? Like, it's like basically physical attacks typed as non-physical, so they don't break you. They aren't. They're like X that's uncounterable fists. A very good way to put it. It's exactly what it is. So by the way, this fight, maybe not exactly what you're expecting. So we have to fight a couple waves of these. And you just kind of keep on coming.
No, they're TK Cat, there are 3 waves.
Raw damage. Like, they're not even magic. That's why they're specifically non.
Just one of those days.
Down to Sildra uses. Ah, crap, Yuna's.
Got that wall back up.
Yuna's confused.
Got it, coach. Oh, shit, I'm blinded.
You're blinded. I'll do it. If you miss, I'll do it.
Everything's gone wrong.
Well, if we can knock out a couple more of these horses so we only have, like, one knight to deal with on this wave left over, then, like, we're probably in the clear for a little while, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll bop. Oh, the bop worked. Okay, never mind. Don't need to bop. Yeah.
So the interesting thing about Mug Power and Mug Defense is that Mug power is 50%. Mug defense is 30.
I don't
Just
know.
a little factoid.
Yeah, I don't know
thrown
what
out
those,
there.
I don't know what those translate to. Resisted though. Yeah.
Ultimate Trump is the one that has KO on it.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna blitz here. I don't. Alright, so we got guts.
We're young, we're strong. I'm honestly surprised you were able to field both deployment tactics and aerial blasts at the same time.
Well, the trick
Not
is
very often that Alpinaut gets to do that.
the trick is that the attack magic boost from deployment tactics falls off like fast enough, but the radiant shield sticks for quite some time. So, like, we're not going to have that attack magic boost, but we're still going to we should still have radiant shield for a little while longer. Also, I wanted to take use of that imperil wind that's being thrown down, you know. Might as well.
Okay, we should be in pretty good shape for the final round. I've got an Espada in the pocket.
I think a multi-break's just queued up, like...
Perfect.
Oh, yep, Espada and Stellar Circle queued up at right on time. Alright, I'm getting ready to just wind blade over and over and over and over here, so...
Now watch Zidane and I get confused immediately just as we're about to fire off.
Alright, well, there we got the Wind Imperil. Also, Wind Imperil, super good for me. Means I built up my meter faster.
So what you do in Final Fantasy II is you go buck naked around and you hide behind a group of your friends and you just never get hit. All of your friends get hit instead. And then somehow this gives you the power to evade every attack that you could ever possibly imagine from then on.
I love it.
You just stand there buck naked with 2 shields, and that increases your proficiency in shields, which makes you basically like the evade master. Oh. Hey, that was some lag.
That happens.
Whoops. Yeah, it's fine, Abyss Hunted. We're just about done.
Yep. Yeah, like the blessing of the light means that it's really hard for us to lose this. Because of the guts.
I think it's really hard for us to lose because there's only one dude left and he's almost dead.
That too. Like, the moment Elfanaut actually gets to take an action, I think he dies. That's not an action, that's a stamp. Oh, hey! The instant death.
Did you not have KO resist on Ishtola?
You do know that's percentage, right? I can have all the
Oh, that's right.
Like, there's no such thing as an infinite an infinite defense. Sometimes you just get hit by it. I could do Berseria, but it's like an hour. Like, I don't think it'll be anything. So,
Like, you're just doing side quests until you get to go to the volcano, right?
right. So, I guess...
Hey, don't worry about it.
No, I'm pretty fucking angry about it. I'll be honest. Because no, don't. It's not on you.
Okay.
You don't worry about it. I'm mad at myself for it.
Jeez. Well, anyway. On that somber note, I think it's about time to end this in the stream.
Yeah, we got through the Black Knights. Those things
Got to the freaking Emperor.
Yeah. They can sleep. That's like the silliest damn thing, is that they can sleep.
They can sleep, they can fuse, and their attacks don't even do it. I'm still on the fence about NAT, but that is not the time or place. It's late. We all need to tuck in. So, thank you everyone for sticking around at 12 in the friggin' morning. And thank you, Slyo, for taking time out of your schedule.
Don't worry about it.
Alright then. Well, we'll see you next time with Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, FF6.
That one's going to be running concurrently with the festival banners, so look forward to that.
That's going to be good stuff.
Alright then. Yep. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.